So here's the crack, folks. Andy Torrance got himself this Star Wars Legion thing. Yeah, I've seen it online. We've read the rule book a little bit, stuff like that there. Thought he brought it down tonight. He doesn't want to play it. He's off playing World War I games or something like that there. So he said, look, if you want to take it there and show folks what's inside or whatever, that's fine. Yeah, it's kind of nice to get a proper look. So you probably have this already. I don't know. But yeah, we'll just press on, shall we? We'll just press on. We'll get it open and show you what's inside it. So do bear in mind this is somebody's copy of it, hence it's already been opened, it's already been pulled apart and built, and we hate to tell you it's already been broken as well. So we'll take a look at that too. So we'll learn the playbook. Very pretty looking. There is another like guide to play or something apparently online that you can download. In typical fantasy flight kind of thing, oodles of tokens, your peoples, your barriers, your dice, oodles of bespoke dice again, measuring sticks and all sorts of things. How to build, yeah, do bear in mind these guys did not come built, they do not come painted, so it's a little bit of hobby as you stick on arms and guns and Vader's even 3 parts and Luke Skywalker's 2. The AT, what's that, the ATST or something like that, the ITRT, multiple parts, multiple guns, and he's done a cool thing here actually, and he has magnetized the guns so we can change it. The speeder bikes as well, measuring tools, and these bear striking resemblance to the turn sticks and whatnot in Star Wars Armada, but slightly different kettle of fish. Learning how to set up a battle diagram. Yeah, going through issue and orders. I mean, if you've played Imperial Assault, played Star Wars Armada, stuff like that, the layout and the feel here, very familiar territory for what you're going through. The cards and how that works. There's a lot of similarities in how this all seems to work. Firing arcs. Stop and do something else now. Leaders seem to be very important. There's a lot of movements based from the leader, and a lot of the action takes place from leaders and cards that you play and stuff like that. Upgrades, blah blah blah. There's nothing, I don't think, from what my scan rate, nothing sort of earth-shatteringly different about it. It is kind of familiar ground in a lot of respects here. Obviously, nice terrain. There's a pile of guys on eBay and stuff already doing lots of this. Lots of guys are doing 3D printer stuff now that you can churn out, and the likes of TT Combat and that, doing MDF terrain. A little bit of a painting guide there for them too. How to build yourselves. It's a good old hobby. Look at that. Good old hobby. Building it out of blinking polystyrene and lumps of wood. That's what it's about. Glad to see that there. There we go, and then a quick reference thing on the back. The ever-present catalogue of more stuff to buy since you've just spent a fortune. Where do we start with this? Do we go down closer? I don't know. The bag of barriers. Fairly standard fare, just in case you don't have anything for blocking line of sight and stuff. You get a few of them. A little bit of warp there. You know, they're like the stuff that you would have got with Sedition Wars, the stuff that you get with Mantic or sort of Warlord kind of sci-fi games, you know, just generic little barriers. They're alright. Wad of command cards. From what Andy's told me and from what I remember, you get like sort of, in the basic thing, you get like 4 or 5 of these, and they're one-trick ponies. They command multiple units. This one has the dots for 3 units. Then there's ones that are going to have dots for multiple units. We can take a closer look at these in a second or two. You get a clatter of them. I would say it'll be the same sort of fare. You get these in the box set, and then as you buy expansions, you're going to get more of these, which, you know, they'll be fancier cards. Even if you buy probably repeat units, you'll get, like these guys here, the basic infantry are available as separate boxes, and there's probably different cards in with them to encourage you to part with your hard-earned readies for a piece of paper that says something cool on it. Right, so that's the cards. Bag of tokens, and there we go, the small cards. Little I think these are, again, they're like upgrades and stuff, so they're following the same sort of format. What have we got there? Stormtrooper, add one Stormtrooper Mini, add one Rebel Mini, add one HH-12 Stormtrooper Mini, add rotary blaster. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Up in squads, changing munitions, saber throw, special tricks, concussion grenades. Yeah, we kind of knew what to expect in that little bundle of cards. They are delivering what we kind of expected there. Artwork, can't fault the artwork. You know, you can't fault the quality of artwork from Fantasy Flight stuff. There is this terrible sense as I'm going through this of, I've seen this before. I know what I'm looking at. More tokens, deployment boxes, little sort of right angles to help set up your deployment areas. More tokens, faction symbols on those ones, countdown ones on these ones, and a clatter of empty bags. More big tokens, markers for various things, look like more hit tokens. What have we got here? I think that's a round counter, if I remember correctly. I might not be remembered correctly, but I think it is. I think it is a round counter. That one. Our bag of bespoke dice. Now, what Andy has again told me from his experience of having a go at this in the house with the wee lad, is that he found that this isn't enough dice for 2 players. It's nowhere near enough dice. Again, more dice are available, but he found that certainly it was well shy of what he expected. He did mention as well that points wise, their sort of recommended point size for games, this doesn't give you the recommended point size. So it's, you know, it's like a sampler, a demo kit, whatever way you want to break it down. The minis are where this is going to rise and fall for a lot of people, and we'll come down to the table for them. The movement sticks, of which there are 3, I think, buried in here. So the movement sticks, okay, we have move 1, move 3, move 2. I read them out in the wrong order. The general idea here, you can probably see it already. You've got your leader dude, this isn't a leader, and you've decided to move him 2. You can do any of that there for where he or she is going to. Move them to the other end of it, like so, and then you would bring the rest of your squad up along with your leader. Now, what Torrance found, merely in the process of sticking this together, was one of the little teeth. He says it literally just came away. As soon as he joined them together, popped off. So that's one I think he should bang him an email about and probably get that replaced. Because straight out of the box, and not even having got to play it, just building it and that happening, that's a bit sad for him. So we'll set them down there. Yeah, measuring sticks. So you get this fistful here, and you can already see there's little tension sort of marks, because what you have to do is join them all together. That's an end piece. So each stick represents a degree of range. Making sure that I'm putting this together the right way, because he's already made a hames of one of the models. So yeah, range 1, range 2, range 3, range 4. Don't know why a ruler wouldn't work. But yeah, there we go. You need to be careful with that. You're not don't want to be having somebody standing there sort of wiggling it about or bumping it off the table, because those joins, as kind of tight as they are, there's still quite a weight to that when it starts to wobble. And then taking it apart for storage. Don't know. Not overly convinced about that. And its lifespan. Right, what we'll do is we'll stop here. We'll drop the camera down a bit closer, because the thing you probably want to see the most is the minis, and you're not going to really see them from this distance. So we'll get you closer. Give us a second. Okay, so fanboys and girls and everything in between aren't really going to need introductions to what any of these are. You just kind of want to see them for the sake of argument. They are a little bit bigger than your average 28mm miniature. They look much bigger. But we've plunked them down this evening beside like an old school high elf from GW, one of the modern Necromunda miniatures, and a couple of generic sort of 28mm things. They're a little bit bigger. The real hardliners aren't going to accept the difference, but to our humble eyes, I see no big issue personally sticking them. We went particularly for some of the guys on the ground. Yeah, they're a little bit bigger, but suffice to say, not huge. These guys are supposed to be built with one of the chosen weapons, but as I say, Mr. T has magnetised these so that he can get maximum value out of his toy. He did banjax the legs building this and snapped the support strut. He said very, very easily. It just came off his hand because I think he was actually putting the legs around back to front. Pleb. But, you know, a bit of glue is going to sort that out. Detail wise, it's that kind of hard. It's hard to describe. It's that kind of hard. The detail is a little soft. That's the best way I can put it. It is not razor sharp crisp detail. It's fine detail. I mean, I don't think there's anyone is kind of. You're going to be pushing it to go home and say, what? And you can see there that there's a support strut in at the back. So he hasn't got that on because that leg break, he has to re-glue that and join it again. So yeah, they're okay. I personally kind of prefer the miniatures that they done for Imperial Assault. I think they were a bit nicer, but you know, that's just one opinion in the tide of opinions, and opinions worth nothing. The speeder bikes then, they're kind of cute. Now you see that the little cut groove there, that again is so that your movement stick, by the way, of things just literally plugs right in there, okay? And do your move whatever direction you're going to go. So yeah, speeder bikes are kind of cute. This one doing the back shot. I know a few people who would never play this game, but they will probably quite happily buy like the expansion box of these because they're scout bikers. That's the costumes that they wear at the EG get-togethers and 501st Guards and stuff. So yeah, you know, if you're a fan of Star Wars, now I am a fan of Star Wars, but I'm not like falling over myself for this. It's nice, but like I said earlier on, I don't feel that I'm seeing something radically new. You know, why couldn't we just had rules and used our miniatures for Rebel Assault? But anyway, what do I know? What do I know? Imperial officer chap then pointing his way, and then we've got a standard dude. I don't need to sort of throw out everybody here, but if I can see what variations we've got, a running one as well. We'll save him. I think some of these is just sort of the angle that you stick their weapons on. Hey, what's that over there? We've got proper sort of desert kit there with the backpack. And I think that is all the variations. Oh no, we've got Bazooka Boy as well. So the fact that you're building these ones as opposed to just out of the packet and they're not all the same pose, that's nice. So you do get a little bit of variation amongst them, and I dare say as things go on you will get expansion packs that maybe will offer more alternatives. The current one obviously is just the same stuff over again. I'm just double checking the box, but yeah, that seems to be everybody. So I'll just fire out the rest of them, I suppose, here, just so that you can see the faction. Send them away. And So there you go. That's all the chaps that come in the box then. Alright. So yeah, and you know, again, detail wise, well, Stormtroopers, bless their souls, they're not exactly coming down with detail anyway. Joy of armour. Just get your very agile hand out for getting the white paint and the black lines done right. And I tell you, owning a TK suit, you can't do that. There's a difference with how it looks and how it really is. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that's the Imperial faction. Well, it's all but one, obviously. Clunk goes back in there. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Clunk, clunk, clunk. There is, of course, the Dark Master of the Sith himself, Lord Vader. There we go. Hand out, lightsaber at the ready. Reasonably robust, bendy lightsaber, because you wouldn't want that being too rigid. The detailing on Vader's not bad. I mean, the stripes and the undersuit's all there. The voice box is there. The breather, you know, cloak, fairly sturdy. Mini. He does feel a little bit chunky, and I would have kind of liked him maybe to be even taller still. But what's he like beside one of his boys? Yeah, he actually does. No, to be fair to them, he has a no. You can't really see out the angle, I suppose. He does have a significant height. Just chosen to be at the wrong angle tonight for this benefit. He does have a significant height benefit over a TK. So yeah, okay. I'll take that one back. He does have his height difference. So then the Rebels get a clatter of these boys up. So Rebel troopers, much the same fashion as the Imperials. Several variations of pose there. They are in the gear, which this is I think it's supposed to be sort of like the Endor kind of kit. But I mean, I've seen the paint jobs done. You'll get away, you'll do your Hoth with this, you'll do Endor, and as most of the demo pictures show, Tatooine as well. It's just a Rebel trooper standard kind of kit. There are the sort of naval troopers available as well for games set inside ships and whatnot, or in cities, I suppose you could do that too. Variations right over there's another one with a rifle up, taking a little pot shot. So backpacks and things like that are all there. Again, we'll fire the full quota of them out, rifle up, looking for the next target, running pose, and oh yeah, no, okay, I'd missed that. We have a couple of species heads, so that's good. There's two of him or her, but that's it. So hopefully again, that's another thing we'll see is a few more aliens. I dare say at some point we're obviously going to see the likes of the bounty hunters and that appear as well. And then there's the rebel officers. They get a long coat. They're not shooting anyone because they're too busy telling everyone else to shoot someone. Poor chap still has to carry his backpack though. They work for a living, these guys. Officers they may be, but separate from their men they are not. Leia Organa is also out, as is General Veers, is it? I think. Can't remember. But yeah, it's one of the Imperial Generals expansions as well. And then of course, leading the rebels is Luke Skywalker himself. He's got a little blaster there too. So it's a nice kind of dramatic pose at the ready. So that's kind of nice. I do like his one, I've got to say. It's a nice pick for him. I dare say as well that we will see variations of the main characters for different settings too. Well, I would imagine we would. I mean, it's going to make money, so why not? Yeah, so that's the lot of it, guys and girls. So I appreciate that was a rather rapid run through of the contents for you. I mean, not even trying to pretend that we're doing any detail here on gameplay or any aspects of it. you know, the rulebook is online. You can go and flip it and download it or read it online yourself if you want to know specifics about gameplay. Don't be lazy. Don't be told everything. Find out some stuff for yourself and make your own minds up. Our 10 cents worth, based on what we've read, what we've seen, is, to be honest, not overly impressed. It's nice enough. It's the wheel. It's a reinvention of the wheel. It's a slightly different wheel, presented in a slightly different way. If this was, and you know, okay, I need to double check the facts here. Andy T is telling us this is not enough for a full sort of standard game. If that's the case, then at the price tag attached to this, license or no license, I'm kind of doubly unimpressed at that. It's a hefty price tag to then immediately have to go out. Now, don't get me wrong, I realise it's Star Wars. I realise a lot of people will go, it's Star Wars, I'm buying it anyway. Fair enough, look, go and buy it if it makes you happy. Far be it from me, it's not my job to not make you happy. I'm only talking from perception, from this box, the chat with Andy, and what we've read online. I'm not overly sold on this. The fact that I know walking into a shop and lifting this off the shelf, I will immediately need to buy something else to have a meaningful game out of it. And again, this thing about, you know, you're buying the same thing because they've printed something else on a bit of paper that comes in with it. We had that with X-Wing, we had that with Armada. I don't know. I mean, X-Wing and Armada, they're good games. They kind of force you into, they encourage you into, they lead you into additional purchases for the collectability and for the completeness and to get those cool things to let your ships do cool stuff. Imperial Assault was kind of nicer in that everything you bought, I felt, was adding more depth to the game. You got another scenario and things like that there. I don't know. It's pretty enough. It's nice enough. Maybe that's where I should leave it. It's pretty enough and it's nice enough. And it's up to you to make your own call on going buck mad and buying more stuff for it. Ourselves, we've sort of chatted, and it will be a ponder. It will be a ponder whether we bother buying into this one. Simply down to what you get, what it does, the variation on what's already come before it. Don't know. There's a lot of people I know who are very excited about it. They're very enthused. I hope that enthusiasm stays for them. I hope that excitement stays for them. I do kind of look online and wonder where the big fervor for X-Wing's gone, what happened to Armada, what happened to Imperial Assault. I know these things are still getting played, but they just don't seem to have kept the momentum and kept the excitement going. Will this be the one that breaks the mold? Will an open tabletop war game for Star Wars finally be the one that moves it forward? Will we need more factions? Is 2 factions, possibly 3 if we get the mercenaries into it enough? Will it expand into other ages of Star Wars? Will we see clone troopers and droids and things like that? If it goes that direction, then yeah, I think it probably will gain its mileage and have its hold. As it stands, it's very pretty and it's nice enough. And I think we'll leave it with that then.